Sarasota, Florida. Here we go again. Gonna walk on the beach. How's everybody doing? We like we're walking around this time because the weather's not too hot. And it's kind of nice to see the sunrise in the morning.
Kind of nice.
I like walking on the beach because it's beautiful. See the water around.
You shy?
I don't know, it's on.
Yeah.
It's not on.
Oh. What on? Check 1. Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat if the mic's on. Check. Should be on. Good morning. Good morning.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi. In Bahasa Indonesia language, Selamat pagi. We are in Sarasota, Florida. About to walk over the bridge. About 5 minutes past sunrise.
This is the longest run we do today.
Good morning. We are in Sarasota, Florida. We're about to walk over the bridge. qqdd. We're in rigorous training to go on a trip to Japan. We are about, 5 days. 5 days from going on our world tour to Japan and Indonesia. And we're excited. We're all packed. She packed about a month ago. And now we're going to be embarking on an incredible tour of Japan.
Oh, and
Crazy.
drama.
Watch out for them doggies. Anybody watching this, we're getting ready to go on a trip to Japan. I'm about to walk the bridge. Actually, the mic is transmitting. Connected. Calls. Okay, seems to be connected. Good morning. Is the mic on? Can everybody hear? We are in Sarasota, Florida. Let us know in the chat where you're coming from. We're about to walk over the bridge. We're about 5 minutes past sunrise here in Sarasota. It's a beautiful day. Let us know in the chat where you're coming from, where you're at, what time it is. Are you watching the sunrise like we are? We are in Sarasota. We walk the bridge every morning. We are qqdd. We have a bunch of random content on our channel, podcasts, comedy skits, music and music videos. We have a lot of stuff. Just gonna go work on the bridge here. Not sure what they're doing. me. We're about to make our ascent up the bridge here as the crew works on whatever. They got a big hole in the ground over here. I'm not sure what they're going to put some pipes in or something. We are in Sarasota, Florida. A lot of people think it's Miami when we start up, but it's starting to look more and more like Miami. But it is Sarasota. It's about an hour south of Tampa in Florida. Yes, Longboat Key, just over that way, over the other side of the bridge. You kind of got used to waking up early because QQ was working on Longboat Key at the resort there, and she was getting up at 4:30 in the morning every day, and now we're kind of programmed to get up fairly early. Hey, good night, Wit 444. Directional boring. Okay. What is that for? What is the directional boring? Is that are they putting like electrical lines or plumbing lines? Is it some way to reinforce the bridge or cable? Yeah. Thank you for that. Okay. I'm gonna turn the camera around with a little sunrise action in the back here. That's right. That's right. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Columbia, yes. They just got flooded with the little storm we had here. But we had a friend we talked to the other day, said they went there just a couple of days later, so I guess it wasn't too bad. Where are you coming from, Steven? Sunrise, give people what they want. Need to figure out how to get an ND filter on this thing. Maybe I get a little cleaner shot. And we got the legend.
Almost there.
We're getting ready for our trip to Japan, Indonesia. So we've been under rigorous training to get our cardio up because we're going to be doing a lot of hiking. Stella Room, California, still early there. What are you doing up? What is it over there? Okay, if it's 7 here, so 4 a.m. Dang. That's early. Is it a late night or early morning for you, Stella? Get the full sun right here now. Kind of comes up behind the condos over here, but it's still nice to walk the bridge. I did the beach the other day where there's an unobstructed view of the sunrise. It was very pretty, but no one seemed to be interested in that location. Oh, Max back. Hey, welcome back, Max. Dang. You and Max should hang out. You think he was all-nighter yesterday as well. Doing good, doing good. We are counting down. We are like 5 days away from flying out, I believe, to Japan. It's kind of a brutal flight, but we kind of learned some tips and tricks along the way. My little flight hack for a long flight is to see if there's any empty seats as they're boarding, and then when you hear the doors close, you kind of like go and claim a seat that's like a row that's empty, and then you kind of sit in the middle, and then for the whole 15-hour flight you can lay down. This goes. Yep. Dang, guys, what are you doing? Are you gaming all night or what? You got a lot of you California coast folks over there. Yeah, we go to bed to get up at 6 a.m. We're in bed at 9 p.m. and I'm probably asleep by 9:30. Sometimes earlier, sometimes a little later. But since we've been kind of ingrained into getting up so early from her job when we were getting up at 4:30 a.m. It's just kind of a natural time now. All right, we're up here, getting close to the top. Some nice views up here. Tell you what, guys, I was a night owl. But I guess as you get older, you just feel better if you get up earlier. Trying to reset the sleeping schedule. Yeah, that's tough. Sleep's important, guys. Getting outside is important too. The best way to reset your sleeping schedule is to be up for the sunrise. Get outside, watch the sunrise if you can, find a place. The red light is a signal to all your cells in your body that it's morning. And if you get outside, watch the sunrise, touch the ground, you start to make hormones like melatonin, serotonin, dopamine. And then come midday when the UV light comes in, then you turn off your melatonin production when the blue light comes with the UV, and then you start making vitamin D, which is another hormone. And then after the sun goes down, the red light comes back, the blue light goes away. Then you use the melatonin you made in the morning to help go to sleep. However, if you got your TV on, you got your screens, your tablets, or your phone, that blue light from the phone will inhibit the use of your melatonin, which will give you a hard time going to sleep. But the more you could kind of go within the natural rhythm of nature, then you start to get a better routine, and your circadian rhythm kind of gets anchored by the light signaling and the other things you do. So I've been reading up on that. It seems to be pretty foundational to health and happiness and everything else, so we're working hard to do that. But it's tough depending on your schedule, your work schedule. It can get out of hand really quick, so I hope the best for you all. Am I a good enough person to enter heaven? Never hated anyone before. Never lied or stolen. Certainly, we are not perfect vessels. I think everybody, gets the messages to listen to or ignore. So, do the best you can. Yes, we packed, Q packed about a month ago, so we kind of dial it in and make sure everything's underweight. We just have two smaller luggages. I guess that was the plan. You check those or those carry-ons?
We check those.
You got to check them, but
However,
yeah.
with that size of luggage, we don't need reservation on the train in Japan.
Okay, so it's the smaller luggage is for the train. You don't need to reserve a proper seat because of this luggage size. I guess you can put under your seat or whatever. Yeah, Line's from Indonesia, and we're going to be visiting Indonesia after Japan. So we're staying a week in Japan, then we're flying into Jakarta, which is West Java, and then we're taking the train, short train ride to her home in Bandung, which is in the mountains near some volcanoes and stuff. And then from there, we're taking a 6-hour train ride to Yogyakarta. It's in the kind of more south central east part of the island, and there we're going to go to the Borobudur Temple, which is a megalithic site in the UNESCO heritage, one of the UNESCO heritage sites. It's about they claim it's about 1,800 years old, but a lot of those stone megaliths, they really don't know how old they are. So that's going to be exciting. Last time we were there in West Java, we went to Gunung Padang. Gunung Padang, if you've ever watched Joe Rogan or Graham Hancock's the cataclysmic, whatever they call that program on Netflix, he went to Gunung Padang. That's in West Java. It's not far from Kiku's hometown, and that was amazing. It was not busy at all, really, the day we went there, but we felt it was just an energy, I guess. That, if you look at Gunung Padang up, it's a lot of basalt stones that were placed in a terraced formation to create a pyramid that was larger than the pyramid of Giza. They thought it was a mountain for the longest time, and since then they have been researching it. There's a cavern in there that they found with radio LiDAR, I guess, or whatever it is, radio waves, and there's a cavern in there, so the government won't let them open it because it'll disturb the citizens of the area. Yeah, the people in Indonesia, Max, if you're still there, they're like you here. You have to learn patience there, and so that was my biggest challenge of you going there. If you worry about every little thing, as an American, you're going to go crazy over there, but if you live there, you learn to adapt, that things aren't going to always go your way, and it ends up giving you a little more ease of life as you go through your day. When little things happen that don't go your way, you just kind of say, oh well, it is what it is, and you carry on. So she has taught me a lot about patience and just gave me a little more ease in my life. Yeah, thank you, Stella. Yeah, it's a crazy trip. So yeah, hopefully we stay healthy the whole way through. Towards the end of our little walk here. Yes, sir. Flexibility, adaptability. Yeah, it's they gave me. There's these little image diagrams, I guess, of if you look up the difference between East and West culture, you'll find these little pictures that will describe in picture form what it's like to be a Westerner or Easterner. And that was really eye-opening for me. For instance, as a Westerner, we look at our boss just like a little bit below us, and we kind of are pretty easy to tell our boss to go screw off or something. But there, they have the boss as a higher elevated position, so there's more respect there. Actually, they're known to, in airline flight, the Asians have crashed planes because they didn't want to disobey the captain. So it can be problematic. They also think of the baby in the family as the center of the family, where in Western culture, like the offspring are all equal to the parents, but there they really shower the baby, the newborn, the young one, with all the attention there. So the older one, as I witnessed my older nephew, Vincent, he once the newborn baby, which we were there for, Chico's birth, it's been almost 10 years now, we were there in Bandung, and he kind of knew once the baby was born, he had a good run, but he was not the center of the attention anymore. But yeah, it was a hard transition when I was staying over there to adapt. But then once you put it in that framework, then you see, okay, there's points to be made on both sides. There's no right or wrong, really. It's a little windy. But everybody, if they have the chance to travel, see some different cultures, because it does put things in perspective for you. What do you think, Q?
No, I'm not shy. I'm tired.
A little bit shired.
Tired. Tired. Men så låg jag.
What's one thing you dislike about Eastern culture? Oh boy, certainly the United States, it seems to be just a rat race. Even when we went to Switzerland, people just seem to have time to like sit at a cafe and like read a newspaper for an inordinate amount of time. And here you just kind of feel like a frantic pace of I gotta keep going, I gotta be productive, or I gotta be doing something, I gotta get something done. Taiwan, how was Taiwan? We thought about doing a layover there on this trip, didn't end up working out, but that's, yeah. Taiwan seems like a hybrid of Japan and China or something. What was your take on it? Stella? Still, let us know what you think about Taiwan. Any pro tips? I sat next to a guy when I was doing a layover there. He was a Taiwanese guy, and he was telling me this about, I guess, about 8-10 years ago. He was telling me how the semiconductor, the chips were going to explode in power. And I guess that has happened with all this AI stuff. Go to South America, Max. We have a sister-in-law who's Mexican, and we've been to Mexico with the cruise ship quite a bit. We went to the Caribbean because we used to work with Carnival Cruise Lines, and so we've both been a good bit in the Caribbean. Honduras, Belize, and that kind of the normal stomping grounds of the cruise ship. Argentina. health battles, I go, well, maybe it's because she wasn't active socially, physically. She worked herself to death, had a good career, but it was paying a toll on her health. So now in her retirement, she wasn't able to do the things she deserves to be able to do. So it's really important to take care of your health. Make sure you get outside, move your body, touch the ground, be in nature a little bit often. Have a social network. It's tough though, dude. I think that's why a lot of people are into this live streaming and the live stuff, because it's a little bit of social interaction. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to watch, but it's life, isn't it? The atmosphere. They eat dinner super late and get up late there, so it was great for me. Yeah, it's kind of like Spain is, I think, very similar. They just take their time. They have a dinner for like 4 hours. I kind of like that. We have some Italian friends that are like that. When they make dinner, it's like a big thing, and just the opportunity to connect with your family and friends. What brought you to Argentina, Max? Do you have some family that's Argentinian? That's not a common place for folks to go. Yes. Yeah, we're like a bunch of lone wolves, it seems like, here in this country. That's the one thing also in Asia. And the best explanation I've heard about the difference between Asian and Western cultures, I think I've probably heard on Joe Rogan or something, but Eastern cultures are more agricultural, centered cultures. They have to rely on their neighbor to let the water flow from the top of the mountain to their land down to the other neighbors. Otherwise, if you block off that water, then you're going to flood your own crops. So there has to be a bit of cooperation. We're in Western culture, we're more herding and livestock-based cultures, and with that, you have to build fences, you have to build walls, and to protect your flock. So you have to be a bit of a hard ass, and when you're raising cattle and herd animals like that, because if someone steals your cattle, you can't let it go. Otherwise, they keep stealing from you. So that's where branding cattle came in, and making walls higher. And I think that's kind of symbolic to the way we interact with other people in our culture. We're gonna go that learn Spanish. Good for you. Good for you. How about Mexico? Have you been to like the Baja Peninsula? Is that I hear that's kind of a nice place, but I hear it's so dicey in Mexico with all the cartels and whatnot. Nice. Yeah, we because we've been to Cozumel so much on the ship, we kind of like it. It's because it's a small island. I don't think that the cartels are too active there, and seems pretty safe. And the water's beautiful there. But then we have a friend that's Indonesian. She married a Mexican guy, and they live in Cancun. And she goes, Yeah, don't comment. It's dicey. It's very dicey. So it's unfortunate because it's so beautiful there. Something about that water in the Caribbean is amazing. And they say the cenotes are very good for the health. We've been hearing a lot about El Salvador. A guy I follow, Jack Cruz, he was kind of like the light guru that I learned a lot of the light stuff from, is he moved to El Salvador because it's decentralized in a lot of ways with the currency, but also with the health, and you don't have the big businesses there. And so he found that it's a good place for the health and lifestyle and whatnot. Asia, how would you say Asia is, babe? And then how's Indonesia as far as like safety and crime and whatnot?
I mean, overall, if you hang out daytime, you know, before 9 you'll be fine. Yeah. 9 p.m. just better stay at home. Don't go anywhere. And don't ride scooter at 9 p.m.
Yeah. I think there's so many poor, desperate people there that they just can't not rob you if they had the chance.
Yeah, they are so creative. Even though you ride bicycle and you're fanny pack, they just can clip. Whoop,
take a fanny pack,
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had stuff stolen off of their porch. And actually, you had someone break into your house there, right?
Yeah. It's incredible because the house having bars.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I think the thief is very skinny.
Yeah, very skinny. It's fit right through the bars.
Trouble, just one iPod.
Yeah. So they're desperate. I mean, desperate to do desperate things. And so you kind of, you know, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's as thuggish, though. It's not like, they're just like, hey, give us your stuff. But I would say when we went to Seoul, I was in Seoul by myself, and also later on with Q, and we felt very safe there, very comfortable. People were very respectful. I had a guy in Seoul when I first got there. I was by myself. I was taking pictures in one of the main Seoul train stations, and a guy came up to me. He must have been 50 years old or something. So, and he said, "Do you know who that is?" And I was taking this picture of this guy with a grenade. And I said, "No." And he goes, "That is the revolutionary soldier, blah, 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 blah." I said, "Oh, okay, great." And I asked him, I said, "Where should I go? I got very little time. Where should I go?" I said, "Point me in a direction." He goes, "Follow me." And so I followed this guy on the train.
Good morning.
And I was like a little bit sketchy, like, what is it? Where's this guy taking me? I wasn't sure if he had good intentions or not. But he took me to the local market. And it was a traditional market. Actually, I don't think it's there anymore. But it was this long-running traditional market. And I was still trying to get a feel for him. So I said, "Let me treat you to some sort of, what's your favorite snack? Let me treat you to your favorite snack." And he said, "Oh, I will treat you." And so it was probably a 10-minute train ride to get to this place. He sat me down. We had some chakpaki, which is the kind of rice stick with the red sauce, Korean dish. And that was his favorite dish. And he treated me to the chakpaki. And we chit-chat for a little bit. He told me a little bit about his day. He managed a hotel. And then after, he said he had to go, and he left. And it was like, wow. He went really out of his way to be accommodating, tell me about his culture, show me around, and he was very hospitable. So it was really quite incredible. You're a mitochondriac too? Nice. Yes. Yeah, insomnia. Yeah, it's tough. it's tough, and I think it is a long journey. I was the same way. I would had to fall asleep with the TV on, and of course that blue light, didn't know that blue light would disrupt my sleep and everything. Have you read Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep? Also, Sam Harris did an interview with Matthew Walker that had a lot of good insight. And I, triple dogs. QQ's afraid of dogs. Hey, good morning. So one thing that book, when I read the book, and he's commented with the interview with Sam Harris, is he didn't mean to give people sleep anxiety, because you know the deleterious effects of not getting enough sleep, and so he felt like he inadvertently gave a lot of people sleep anxiety because of that book. And then he tried to correct that in that interview, to explain to people that it's kind of counterintuitive. If you don't feel sleepy in bed, then you actually get up, and don't treat your sleep environment like what it's intended for. And good morning. So aside from all the circadian biology stuff that you're probably aware of, some of the stuff is kind of counterintuitive. And for me, if you have a bit of anxiety going to sleep, it's just hard to get to sleep. So doing things to manage that anxiety before sleep, I think it was a big part for me to start getting to bed, and then start to reinforce those habits. Don't eat before, I quit eating and drinking like 3 hours before sleep, because as you're metabolizing your food and liquids, it's going to keep you from getting in a restful sleep state. I also have neck and back problems, so that really kind of instigates a little discomfort. But now I think I've probably been sleeping the best I have in a long time. Yeah. That's definitely. Oh, good for you, Max. Yeah, keep at it, man. I know it's tough, but I really do feel that getting back in the rhythm of our evolutionary biology is really important. It's so hard. It's getting harder and harder in this modern world with all the gadgets and whatnot. And you still got to make money. You still got to survive. So it's tough to strike a balance sometimes. Well, Max, I hope you have a great day. We're getting towards the end of our journey here. We'll be continuing to live stream. I think when we are in Japan, I believe, let's see, if it's 8 o'clock now, I think it's 9 p.m. there. And then in Indonesia, it's a 12-hour difference. So if we're up for the sunrise in Japan, it's going to be in the evening. So for you, I guess it would be 6 or 7 p.m. But hope to catch up with you later. Hope you're well. Hope you get a good night's sleep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.